What's up, y'all? What's up? It's your girl, Sophia the Lioness, coming to you live. How are you feeling? Welcome to Planets and Stars TV, man. I'm so happy to have you tuned in. Today, I'm discussing, step number 2 to the 4-step system that allows you to achieve anything you want in this thing called life. All right? Yesterday, we talked about step number 1, which was, who are you listening to? Okay, who are you listening to? If you're on a path to a new goal, or you're on a path to some type of change or transformation in your life, right? And you are making steps and strides to go in that direction, the first thing you got to ask yourself, if you really want to achieve your goal, is who are you listening to? Who's influencing your thoughts, right? Who's influencing you? Who are you getting advice from? All right, who are you listening to? So that was step number 1. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you go down, scroll down the timeline and go ahead and watch step number 1. All right, so step number 1 is, who are you listening to? All right, make sure you go ahead and hit the share button. Okay, let's make sure we get some people watching this video, because this could add value to anyone's life, right? So once again, we're talking about the 4 steps to success. Okay, number 1 is, who are you listening to? And today, number 2 is something called, what's your teachability index? Okay, teachability index. To some of you guys, that probably sounds so foreign, right? You're like, what are you talking about? But I'll explain it right now. It's really simple. It's kind of like asking yourself, how coachable are you? How teachable are you? Okay? How willing are you to learn new things, right? And how willing are you to change? That's what your teachability index is. It's a formula that basically tells you how coachable you are. Okay? There's 2 factors involved with your teachability index. It's your willingness to learn, right? So you've got to be willing to learn some new things. You've got to be willing to open your mind. You've got to be willing to read some books, listen to some audios, get some mentors, go to some events, go to some seminars, right? You've got to be willing to learn. But that's not the only thing you have to do. You have to also be willing to change. Okay? You have to be willing to change. And this is the part of the formula that most people struggle with. Most people know they want change in their life, right? Most people know that they want to go from point A to point B. So they understand that there's going to be some things that they're going to have to learn, right? Everyone's willing to learn to get this amazing information, right? But what's important is, how willing are you to change? How willing are you to change? How willing are you to change? Be honest with yourself. Because if you get the information, you can say, yeah, I got it. I can do it. I'm going to do it. But if you don't do anything and you don't change anything about yourself, you're not teachable at all. So think about it. If your willingness to learn is a 10, but your willingness to change is a 0, then your teachability index is a 0. Right? So you've got to be willing to learn, and you've got to be willing to change. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. So you've got to realize that if you start to want change and you want to start to achieve more in your life, you're going to have to change some things about you. Okay? Sorry to break it to you, but you can't continue to do the same things you've been doing, continue to be the same person you've been, and get a different result. It doesn't work that way. In order for you to change your end result, you got to change the ingredients. You got to change yourself. You got to change what you're learning, and you got to change what you're doing. All right? So if you're watching this video and you're in a place today where you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to change the results that you're getting in your business, first of all, who are you listening to? Who are you getting advice from? Who's giving you a game plan to change your situation? And when you make a commitment to listen to someone, are you not willing to learn and willing to change? If someone tells you in your business, listen, you've got to expose 5 people per day to your business to increase your results, are you actually doing it? Or are you just learning the information? See, we got this myth that knowledge is power, right? That's not true. Knowledge is a piece of the key, but the main part to that whole formula is applied knowledge, right? When you know better, you got to do something. It's not just about knowing, it's about doing. It's about action. Action breeds results. So you've got to ask yourself, how willing are you to learn versus how willing you are to change? Okay? You've got to be willing to change. You've got to be willing to change. Put that in your mind. Who are you listening to? That's step number 1. Once you know who you're listening to, are you doing, right? Are you making the necessary changes? Are you breaking the certain behaviors, the different habits, the different patterns patterns that you're used to. You've got to be willing to do something different. You've got to be willing to do something different, right? I'm a person, I couldn't save money for the life of me, right? As soon as money hit my hands, it would go. I've never had a problem with ideas and making money, but keeping the money was the problem, right? And when I realized that, okay, the people around me ain't got no money, so I can't be listening to them. So I've got to ask someone who has the results that I want, right? Someone whose bank account is stacked up. Ask them, what are they doing? So I got to start listening to someone different. So I had to start getting different mentors. I had different people teaching me what to do with money. Then when I started to learn this new information that I never knew, I had to actually be willing to change and apply it, right? I had to be willing to apply. One thing that everyone says is that you've got to start paying yourself first. You know, when you make money, you've got to put something up for you. You've got to pay yourself, or else you'll end up with nothing. So I had to actually change. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do because I had a habit of not saving, right? So then when I started to realize that every wealthy person I talked to gave me the same nugget, then I needed to be willing to change. Because if I wasn't willing to change and I was willing to learn, my coachability or my teachability index was still super low. All right? So you've got to be willing to change. All right? So as you start to, on your journey though, whatever goal you're reaching for, right? You already know what needs to happen, right? If you already know who you need to be listening to. And now you've got to really have a soul-seeking moment and say, how coachable really am I? How teachable am I? How willing am I to learn? And how willing am I to change? It's not just about reading the books, guys. It's not just about, listening to the audio. It's about doing. It's about the action, okay? The information you're learning is just to trigger activity, but you got to actually take action. You've got to start to change. In order to get something different in your life, millionaires, you've got to be willing to do something different. And if the person you are and the things that you knew up to this point could breed you the result that you're looking for, you would have it. But the fact that you don't have it means that you need to learn some other things. You've got to become someone else. And when I say become someone else, that don't mean, don't be yourself. No, but success leaves clues. You've got to copy greatness. You've got to copy someone who's at the pinnacle in the prime of their life and their careers and copy what they're doing. Right? You can't just want to copy their bank account, but you're not willing to copy the activity that they're doing or participating in to get that bank account. You got to copy the whole thing. Copy greatness. All right? Think about it. I'll give you a quick illustration. People who love sports, right? Michael Jordan. He's the best basketball player of all time. Hands down, right? But look at Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant copied Jordan to the T, right? Kobe is a Jordan Jr. But guess what? He was great too. He copied greatness. He got the same jump shot. He put his tongue out his mouth. He do all the same things that Jordan does. So he copied a great example. And look at what his results was. He's great, and some people would even say greater, right? So you got to start to copy greatness. Don't just copy mediocre and average habits. Don't just copy, the people who are most popular, because popularity is usually wrong. You want to copy the elite. You want to copy the few. You want to copy what you want to manifest in your life. So step number 1, make sure you're listening to some qualified people. Who are you listening to? And step 2, what's your teachability index? You've got to be willing to learn, and you've got to be willing to change. So what I need you to do is I need you to hit the share button. If you got value from this video, let your girl know. But definitely share this video, because someone else on your timeline may need to hear this as well. And it's all about being a blessing to others. Remember, you don't have to be great to start, but you got to start in order to be great. So why not you? Why not right now? I'm out of here. Peace.